Hello, Stagecraft. Welcome to another year of school and another year of learning. Those are two different things, by the way. Mind blown. All right, so let's talk about Stagecraft. This is a little introduction video about the class and about what you can expect. First, a little bit about me. My name is Mr. Mascio, and this is mi casa. My name is Mr. Mascio. It's nice to meet you, and I just want to introduce you to the class and some of the things that you'll need to know before we get started, just so you can wrap your head around what this class is about. I have a family. I have 4 kids and a wife. There's half of her right there. I have a master's in theater arts and a bachelor's in theater education. And I like doing theater a lot. If you do not have an interest in theater, let's find what you're interested in. The good thing about Stagecraft is you don't even have to be interested in theater itself. If you're interested in building things, in costumes or clothing, makeup, and sound, like music, audio, I would say, like you want to be a DJ, lights, right? If you like plugging things in and working with electronics, if you're interested in painting and making posters or designing things, if you're interested in making charts, almost anything, then Stagecraft can work for you. You don't even have to like going to watch theater. You can just put on the production. You don't even have to watch the production. If you're interested in sound effects, if you're interested in special effects, making fog, bubbles, I don't know, flashes of light, anything. This year's production of Frozen, we're going to try to do some cool effects. Ha, cool effects. I'm so funny. We got some icicles that we're gonna try to have come down from the fly loft. We have to make Elsa freeze things, so we have to do an effect with lights and some kind of things coming out of her arms. We don't even know what we're gonna do yet. Spray cans or something we have hidden that just smoke or spray or something to make it look like she's freezing things. We can be creative in this class. Try to learn about yourself. That's a great opportunity, being in this class especially. I mean, this, if anything, this class is one where you can explore anything. Let's say you just like skateboarding all day, and that's your thing. I just want to skateboard. Can you think of anything about skateboarding that relates to Stagecraft? I can. Don't you have to fix the trucks? Don't you have to use tools to fix the trucks on the bottom of the skateboard, right? Don't you have to use wax or things on it? Aren't these tools that we use in Stagecraft, right? Can't you use the skills that you use to set up ramps, to set up rails on stage, since we might need to use those same type of ideas? We use ramps on stage all the time. We build things on stage all the time that might be similar to the skills that you've used to make your setups. You will do everything in the production of a show except the performance. By the way, if you have performance skills, singing, acting, dancing, please join musical theater. We can always use more people on stage. All right, let's learn a little bit about theater. The 6 main things we do in this class: scenery, which is building sets. So we do the set construction, right? We build these sometimes big sets, sometimes just little pieces of sets. So we use tools, we do painting, we design. Okay, that's one, is scenery. Then there's lighting, all right? Lighting, there's a lot involved in lighting. There's hanging the lights, there's the colors of the lights, the angles of the lights, the intensity of the light, that's how bright and dull it is. Then you got to learn the light board, which controls the lights. You got to learn how to plug in the cues and practice taking cues from the stage manager There's follow spots, which are those big like flashlight type things. There's a lot in that. And then there's sound. That's the third one, sound. So if you like, you know, being like a DJ or mixing music, it's the same type of thing. You got to learn how to do equalizing and, you know, having two different sounds go together and finding the balance. Learning microphones for the actors, playing music, right? Timing, all that. Number 4, costumes. If you're into clothing, that type of thing. Designing, you get the, you know, fitting costumes on the actors, that type of thing. 5, hair and makeup. So if you're into makeup and hair, that could be your thing. I don't provide makeup anymore because of how expensive it is and how much of a mess students have made in the past with it. It's just, it can be a whole class in and of itself, and with there being one of me, and me needing to do you know, scenery and lighting and sound and everything, I can't just dedicate myself to the makeup part of it to keep it organized and straight. So I don't provide it anymore, but you can bring your own when the show starts and help the actors apply it. And I can teach a little bit about that. It's a little bit different than like your cosmetic makeup for every day, because it needs to be more exaggerated and it can be a lot of fun. And number 6, props. Okay, props is anything the actors hold on stage. This is my button for the camera to turn it on and off. So if the actor comes in holding it, that's a prop, right? If they need to come in with a big rifle or like a cake, you know, the scene needs a cake and they need to come in holding it, that's a prop. It's short for property. So, all right, that's props. So if you're into organizing, finding, designing, maybe building some props, tweaking certain items, maybe being creative and buying 2 things on Amazon and painting them and gluing them together to make a prop, something to look like an item. If you're into being creative and just building little things or arts and crafts, props may be your thing, okay? Could be a lot of fun. So those are the 6 main components that we have in Stagecraft that you will be a part of. The first 8 weeks of this semester is going to be me introducing you to all 6 of them 1 week at a time, plus the introduction weeks. And then the last half of this semester is going to be you picking one that you liked the best and that you really want to hone in on for Frozen. And you're going to learn that skill really well. And that's going to be your thing for Frozen so that you can design it, organize it, just know what you need to do when the Frozen show comes. Also, we're going to have a crew. A crew is just a group of you. It's not going to be all of you, and you're going to need to pass a certain interview process. It's not a one-on-one interview. It's more of a, I get to know you throughout the semester, and you pass the audition or interview by how I get to know you and your level of responsibility, knowledge of stagecraft, effort you put in to the production, and willingness to be here after school and your ability to be after school, and then you can be on the crew. So it's not just anybody who wants to come, it's those who really put forth the effort and show responsibility. All right, our goals this year are to learn the skills of stagecraft. Okay, that's the first thing. And then give you kind of a basic theater knowledge so you know a little bit about theater and what it is to be a thespian. You're gonna learn team building skills to gain production experience. So after this year, you will have done 1 production, Frozen. I talked about that. We were gonna do it at the end of last year, and then we know what happened. You're gonna build relationships. It's a very conducive environment to building relationships because you are being creative, which makes you open up and share parts of your mind and ideas. You have to be a little bit vulnerable to share those, and you have to learn to trust each other. And so relationships naturally build and foster in those environments. And the last thing is we're going to strengthen our presence in the school community and hopefully in the community of the city. The first thing we're gonna do this semester, the first week, is to get to know each other. We're gonna do a Flipgrid video, which is an introduction video. It's just you in front of the camera saying your name. That's number one. Number two, one observation about yourself and your personality. So one observation about me is that I observe that I'm a little shy. It doesn't seem like it, or, oh, you're in theater, you shouldn't be shy. It doesn't make sense. I have still observed that I'm a little shy, okay? And that's an observation I have about myself. I'm not telling you to critique harshly yourself, or to bash on yourself, or to say something negative about yourself, or to boast in yourself. Like, one thing about me is I'm the best person in the world. I want you to observe something about yourself, okay? For example, I observe that I have a little bit of a lateral lisp when I talk, right? So just one thing you observe about yourself, okay? Judgments aside, it's just I observe this. Like I walk with a limp, or I observe that I eat a lot of bagels, one thing I notice about myself is I'm always using my hands when I talk, You don't say whether it's good or bad, just an observation about yourself, I'm always raising my eyes when I talk, then you start to become self-aware in a good way, and welcome that thing. You're like, oh, I notice I do that. How interesting. All right. And the third thing you're going to do is, in the video, is tell us which one of those 6 Stagecraft components you find the most interesting. Lighting, sound, costumes, props, scenery, hair, makeup. And that's it. So your name, one observation about yourself, and whether you like lighting the best, or hair and makeup, or whichever. And that's it. It doesn't have to be very long. I'm going to put a time limit of 1.5 minutes on it anyways. And that's it. And then the other part of that is you need to say hello to 5 other people in a video response on Flipgrid. Say, well, it's nice to meet you, so-and-so. That's interesting that you have that observation about yourself, that you talk with your hands. I do too. Wow, we have something in common. Great. I also think lighting is the most interesting, and maybe we'll be on the same crew doing lighting together or something.